They call it a dream vacation. Endless food, ocean views, and peace. But below the surface, cruise ships hide secrets most passengers never find out. Before you step on board, there are things you need to know. The kind that could change how you see cruises forever. The hidden morgue below deck. Cruise ships have morgues. Sounds like a movie, but it's real. When someone passes away mid-voyage, the crew can't just turn back. So below the glittering decks lies a small, chilled room where bodies are respectfully stored until the next port. It's quiet, discreet, and very real. Most passengers never know it's there, but it's a legal requirement for ships sailing far from land. But that's not the only locked door. Some passengers end up in the brig before docking. The secret jail at sea. There's a jail on every cruise ship, but you'll never see it unless you cross the line. Known as the brig, it's used for passengers who get violent, drunk, or break the law on board. No windows, no views, just a locked steel room until the ship reaches land. Once they dock, the person is handed to local police. Quietly, no headlines needed. It's proof that even in the middle of the ocean, the rules still apply, and the ocean doesn't forgive bad behavior. You think that's scary enough, but even when you're free, you're never really seen. The floating eye in the sky. Think you're on a relaxing private getaway? Not exactly. Modern cruise ships are covered in hundreds of cameras, in hallways, dining areas, even outside your cabin door. They're sold as safety tools, but they track everything from crowd movement to passenger behavior. Nothing happens unseen. Every drink, every step, every face is recorded. You're never really alone out there. You're part of a floating city under 24/7 watch. Cameras watch above, but below deck really hits harder. Crew pay is shockingly low. The cruise industry looks glamorous from the outside, but below deck, reality hits hard. Captains may make close to six figures, but the majority of workers earn between $26,000 and $55,000 a year, all while pulling 12 to 14-hour shifts 7 days a week. Many come from countries where every dollar counts, sending most of their pay back home to support families they might not see for half a year. But what's harder to see is what the ship hides from the ocean itself. Waste management is a huge hidden issue. Behind all the luxury and glitter, there's a darker side to cruising. What happens to all the waste? A single ship produces more than 21,000 gallons of sewage every day, along with food scraps, oil, and plastic. Officially, ships say they can safely process or discharge it at ports. However, some have been recorded dumping waste straight into the ocean, contaminating clean waters and harming marine life. Cruises leave a carbon footprint 3 times bigger than flying. The vacation might end, but the damage doesn't. Think pollution's the worst part? The real danger often starts within. Fires happen more often than you think. It sounds strange, but fire is one of the biggest dangers at sea. With massive kitchens, machinery, and miles of wiring, it doesn't take much for things to go wrong. Every year, dozens of passengers and crew are hurt in small onboard fires. That's why modern ships are built like floating fortresses, with 16 miles of sprinkler pipes and 6 miles of fire hoses running through them. When alarms go off, it's not a drill. The crew moves fast, because on a ship surrounded by water, fire is still the biggest fear. But not every story at sea is about danger. Some are about saving lives in the middle of nowhere. Cruise ships sometimes rescue stranded boats. Cruise ships aren't just for cocktails and sunsets. Sometimes they turn into rescue missions. By law, any vessel must respond to distress calls at sea, and crews are fully trained for it. Over the years, cruise liners have saved lost fishermen, stranded sailors, and even refugees drifting for days. Imagine relaxing on deck when the captain suddenly diverts course to help a sinking boat. When trouble hits, the crew switches to a language passengers can't decode. The hidden code words. If you ever hear the crew say Alpha or Bravo over the loudspeaker, pay attention. These aren't random words, they're secret codes. Alpha means medical emergency, Bravo means fire. PIV signals someone just got sick in public. They use these to keep order without causing panic. So if you ever hear calm voices but see crew members suddenly rushing, don't panic, just know something serious is unfolding behind the scenes. And speaking of codes, there's another hidden secret in plain sight. The sheer size of these ships will blow your mind. Bigger than the Titanic. You might picture the Titanic as massive, but today's cruise ships make it look small. Take the Wonder of the Seas. It's nearly 3 times larger, carrying over 7,000 passengers and 2,000 crew. It's a floating city, complete with theaters, water parks, golf courses, and even zip lines. Every deck is built to impress, but also to control the flow of thousands of people like a living machine. It's not just a ship, it's an entire world moving across the sea. They may be a modern marvel, but deep down some traditions from centuries ago still steer these ships. Cruise ships still follow ancient superstitions. Modern ships run on technology, but old sea traditions still have power. Before their first voyage, new ships are christened by smashing a bottle of champagne against the hull, a ritual believed to bring protection and luck, dating back over 1,000 years. Step on boarding might notice something missing. There's often no deck 13. Some Italian ships even skip deck 17. These superstitions might sound silly today, but when you're surrounded by endless ocean, a little luck never hurts. But not every sea myth holds up, especially the one about the captain tying the knot. The captain can't actually marry you. Movies love the idea of a ship's captain marrying a couple under the stars, but reality isn't that romantic. On a cruise ship, the captain might wear the hat and say the words, but it's all just ceremony. Legally, it means nothing without paperwork done on land. Still, many people go through with it for the photos and the story. We got married at sea. While captains can't marry you, their ships might just cost more than your entire hometown. Cruise ships cost more than $1 billion each. These ships aren't just massive, they're billion-dollar masterpieces. Giants like Oasis of the Sea or Allure of the Seas cost around $1.4 billion to build. Every inch is designed for luxury, from theaters and spas to full-blown shopping malls. And for the ultra-rich, a single cruise can cost over $1 million. It's not just travel, it's floating wealth. But behind the glamour and glass walls, these ships are also symbols of how far humans have gone to make the ocean feel like home. And for some, that billion-dollar world isn't just a vacation, it's home. For some people, the cruise never ends. There's a ship called the World, where residents actually own apartments and live full-time at sea. They travel the globe without ever packing a suitcase, waking up each morning to a new coastline outside their window. The ship has restaurants, pools, stores, even offices for those who still work remotely. It's a life between luxury and escape. No rent, no routine, just endless waves and new horizons. For them, land is temporary, but the ocean, that's home. But for others, life at sea takes a much freer turn. There are secret nudist cruises. Yes, they exist, entire cruise ships where clothes are optional everywhere you go. These private sailings cater to a very specific crowd that values freedom over fashion. Other cruises take a softer approach, offering topless-only sun decks or hidden nude areas. It's not something most passengers have ever heard about, but this niche industry is quietly booming. Behind the closed decks, it's still luxury, still polite, just a little more uncovered. Still, no matter what kind of cruise you're on, one rule never changes: safety comes first. Safety drills are mandatory. Before you enjoy your first cocktail, you'll have to attend the muster drill. It's not optional, it's maritime law. These safety drills teach passengers what to do in case of emergencies like fires or evacuations. But if you think you can skip it, think again. The crew tracks every name and cabin number. Miss it and they'll find you. Until you attend, you could lose access to dining, activities, or even being reported to the captain. Cruises promise paradise, but now you know the secrets hiding beneath the surface. Hit like and subscribe to see what else they don't want you to know.